Hello Cloud enthusiasts, welcome back to Cloud with Dave. In this video, I'm going to be showing you a demonstration of the power of DynamoDB Streams, and I'll just be showing you how a Lambda function is going to react to the DynamoDB Streams when the user updates the database. So for instance, this user registers or signs up and the database is updated, and then the streams monitoring shows up on the Lambda function as a new event. Once this event is triggered, once the event triggers the Lambda function, the Lambda function checks for the email and sends a personalized email to the user using Amazon SES, simple email service. So this is the power of DynamoDB Streams and event-driven architectures, where events are automatically triggered based on something happening. That is the event making sure that something goes on without having to wait for any other process. So other examples are sending welcome or confirmation emails when a user is added to a DynamoDB table, which is similar to this architecture. Or for confirmation would be for the user to confirm maybe after signing up for an event. Auto-generate reports when a new user is inserted. Lambda compiles and stores summaries in S3. That is, a report is stored in S3. Then data validation or cleanup, where every update invokes a Lambda that checks for anomalies or missing fields. And there's also feedback sentiment analyzer and anomaly detection. So you can actually pick up any of this as a project and try them on your own. So I'll be heading over to setting some of this up. Firstly, I'll create a new table. Just call it user database and that's chunky user ID. I'm just going to leave this sort key and others as default settings. I'm going to create a table. This creating, I'm going to head over to Lambda, create a new function, and I'll call it stream processor. I'm using Python. I'm going to leave the default execution rule, which I'm going to modify to actually have the needed permissions. I'm going to create the function. So the table has been created successfully. So I'm going to come to exports and streams, close this, and we're going to be turning on this DynamoDB Streams. And I could say new image, old image, new and old images. I'm just going to leave it as new and old images. And what does this mean? For new image, it means the entire item is as it appears after it was changed is going to be streamed to the Lambda function. Old image is as it appears before it was changed. The attributes are only the attributes of the changed item, and new or old images will stream how it looked before and after it was updated. So I'm going to turn on stream. So now it has been turned on, and I'm going to create a trigger. The stream processing function has been created, and I'm going to select it here, and I'll leave the batch size as 1, which means the number of record Lambda reads at once before invoking the function. So this means that we need to ensure that Lambda has the proper permission to actually access this DynamoDB table. So I'm going to come here, dismiss this. I'm going to come to configuration and edit this. And I'm actually going to increase the timeout to just say a minute, because it's going to need more than that for the reasons I will explain in a moment. I'm going to save this. I'm going to come to the Lambda functions row and add some permissions. I'm going to add permissions here and attach it directly. And for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to add DynamoDB and get the description here. Provides read access to DynamoDB Streams. So I'm going to call this, I'm going to add this. Then this one also says, and write permissions to CloudWatch logs. I'm also going to add this one because, of course, I need it to be able to monitor with CloudWatch logs. I'm going to add it, although it already has permission for CloudWatch from the previous policy, the default policy that was created, which is the Lambda basic execution rule. We expand this, we're going to see create log stream here. So now that has been done, I'll try and create the trigger once again, and now it has been created successfully. So now the table items are 0, I have nothing here. And once I refresh this, I should see the DynamoDB table as a trigger. So yes, we can now see the DynamoDB as a trigger to this Lambda function. So I'm also going to turn on, I'm going to check out the CloudWatch logs. I'm going to open it so that we can see each log. So I'm going to update the code with the code that I already have that would send the emails. And before I do that, I will actually need to update the Lambda functions permissions to be able to use SES. So I'm going to also add permissions. I'm going to add SES. I'm just going to add SES full access for simplicity's sake. Add permissions. I'm going to update this Lambda function with this code. So this is actually going to check for the insert record into the DynamoDB table, and then it's going to send emails, mark welcome email. So I have a small template of the email here. So this is going to create this email with this kind of body and format it and send to the user. So I'm just going to copy this and paste this here. Right now I'm going to show you the SES interface, and I have two verified identities. Using the sandbox, or each of the identity has to be verified before you can send an email, both the sender and the receiving email addresses. And for more production environments, you can go ahead and use send to unverified identities. So I'm going to deploy this. Now it has been successfully deployed. So I'm going to be doing a test run now, and using this DynamoDB put item command to insert some items into the DynamoDB table. So I'm going to copy this and pull up my CLI and paste it. So if you take a look at the command, it just adds some items. It has an item with some attributes, the user ID, email, full name, country, and some others. And I specified the region I'm working with so that to know which region to send the command to, the request to. So let's click enter, and that's gone. So you need to actually configure your CLI with your AWS credentials for that to work. If I refresh this, you can see that there's a new item here. And I'm going to come to CloudWatch logs and refresh this. Okay, so I have to now. Okay, so it says the email has been sent. Before then, you can see it actually was able to pull in some of the attributes of this particular user. So I come to the email. So this is the receiving email. Refresh this. I have one in spam. So report not spam. So I have the email here. Welcome to our platform. We're thrilled to have you join our community. Hello David, thank you for creating an account with us. We're excited to help you get started on your journey. And you can see some account details, email, full name, account status, and all of that. So I'm going to do a second test. I'm just going to copy this, paste this again, and change a couple of things. So I'm going to use 333 to 777. I'll use the same email because I don't have so many verified emails. And since I'm working with the sandbox environment, I'm going to change the name to, let's see, Charles. Right. Country. I'll leave the rest like that. So I'm just going to copy this, paste this. Yeah. So that's gone. We're able to see more logs here. So you can see the name I just kept. So you can see the name I just kept, Charles Dickens, and then but still the same email. Welcome email successfully sent. And for some reason it keeps coming to spam. So welcome to our platform, Charles, and get the full name and the email. So I'm going to try another email. I have this other email verified here. I might as well send to the sender email. So I'm going to paste that here and copy this, paste this here, and change this email. So this should be 888, and this time around I'll use Emily. I'll leave the rest of that. I'm going to copy this Is this here? Enter. So I have the email come here. This is the sender email. So I have welcome to our platform. Thrilled to have you join our community. Hello Emily. Thank you for creating an account with us and all of that. So your account details, we have this new email, this other email, and this particular user. So in a different logic, you could put a control to check whether the user is verified or not. So here I have status, get verification status, and this responds or gives a response based on the number of identities I have in my SES identities. So there could be a logic to for a control in case there is an unverified identity. So send send a verification email to the user, and then once the user is verified, you can now go ahead to send the welcome email. So that's it for this demonstration. Where I refresh my DynamoDB table, I should have more items. So I now have 3 users, and each of them are able to get a customized email for that's tailored to that particular user. So that is it for this demonstration with DynamoDB Streams. There are other architectures you can implement, of course, as I've mentioned. So to auto-generate reports, trigger data validation or cleanup, sentiment analyzer, and anomaly detection. So if you'd like to see any one of these, you can just leave a comment and I'll be sure to create one. And if you will need help actually deploying this in your own AWS environment, you can reach out to me and I would be sure to walk you through 1 or 2 of them. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.